Hey friends, it's Caitlin and Tishka here from Spill the Reads, and today is part two of spooky Halloween videos where I'm going to be showing you how to potentially carve and eat a jack-o'-lantern while also talking about some really awesome spooky books. Most of them are horror, but they're not all super scary. We've also got some dark fantasy, maybe a bit of romance, and I can't wait to tell you about my current read that's just blowing my mind right now. And while I'm talking about these books, I pre recorded some footage of making a jack o' lantern, and I'm going to show you how I turned it into some tasty pumpkin that I'm looking forward to eating. So I'm going to try to just put all of this together. I don't know how it's going to look yet, but before I get started, I have to do it. I want to do a little bit of show and tell. I just feel like I've been doing a lot of cute seasonal things, and I'm not planning on doing another vlog where I would normally show you that. So let me just show you. I've got some Halloween cookie cutters, and I just made such cute sugar cookies last night. Look at this. It's like a little ghost. This one is a little bat, and here's a pumpkin. And they also just turned out really, really tasty. I think I've had at least 10 since I baked them last night. So I also have these really cute, decorative tiny pumpkins. I can't eat these, but I'm really just enjoying them. Let's see, other things. I'm also working on a new project. I'm trying to make a scarf hood. So it'll be like a hood and then wraps around like a scarf. So I hope that that turns out. Now let's talk about eating pumpkins. If you didn't know, some pumpkins actually, I'm saying this because growing up in the US, when we carve pumpkins for Halloween, these are not necessarily pumpkins that you want to eat, but you could choose pumpkins that are actually good for eating. Like the one I'm carving in the video is a pie pumpkin. So I'm going to be turning that into food. And then you have a pumpkin like this. This is a fairy tale pumpkin. So I plan on maybe chopping this baby up tonight and roasting it. So you want to just choose a pumpkin that also tastes good if you don't want to just carve it and throw it away, because pumpkins are really good for you and you can turn it into a lot of tasty seasonal food. So I'll tell you more about that later. Let's get into the books. And last question before I start. I noted some information about the books, not just their publication year and rating, but also how many ratings they have. And I just want to know, how many ratings does a book need to have for you to consider it to be kind of unknown? Because some of these have as few as 71 ratings, and the one that has the most ratings here has over 120,000 reviews. So let me know your answer. Is it below 1,000, below 5,000? Anyway, let's talk about the first book, and that is Sister Snake by Amanda Lee Coe. This is one of my favorite books that I've read this year. It's one that just really has stuck with me, even though it's been, I don't know, 8 months since I've read it. And I guess you could call this a dark fantasy. It's really rare that I personally get into fantasy books, so I think that just shows how good it is. This is a story about these two sisters, and they are snakes from, I think, the Tang Dynasty in China. And we have one green snake and one white snake. It's like a found family story. One of them really wants to be human, and so they eat this magical bean, and they turn into immortal humans. And so they've been alive for hundreds of years, and throughout time, one of them has become really, really good and successful at being human, making a lot of money. And that is Sue, the white snake. And then the green snake, she is just really erratic and is not good at being human. She only survives on sugar daddies these days. And anyway, they're very different now, but they still love each other. And basically, they have a problem in modern times. And yeah, it's just a story of how they're like they hurt each other and then like come back together and just like battling this like sisterhood. And most of the book actually takes place in Singapore. And now I'm just like, wow, I have to go to Singapore and like visit all the places from this book. This made me laugh a lot. Like the humor is really dark and funny, but also like it made me cry like so much as well. So it just really resonated with me. And I love this story of like found family and sisterhood. So I highly recommend Sister Snake. Next, let's talk about The Center. Oh my gosh, this is by Ayesha Manazir Siddiqui. And I actually heard about this book from my friend Isabel. It's in her library and she's talking about how it's on her TBR. And I saw that it was available on Libby, so I picked it up and read it. And this book blew my mind, you guys. It's so good. So let's talk about it. Just like very quickly, I would call this like Duolingo dark academia mystery thriller. So it's set in London. We have this translator from Pakistan, and she moved to London for like school, and now she's working as a translator. She meets this guy that she starts dating, and it's just this like random white guy. Like he's just like very average and bland, and he is really good at speaking foreign languages. Like he literally speaks like five to 10 languages perfectly. And she's like, that's so weird. And she's been trying to teach him her native language, Urdu. And he can't, like, it's been 6 months. He can't even like pronounce her name correctly. He goes away on a work trip, and then they end up going they go to Pakistan to meet her parents. And on the plane, he starts like speaking Urdu like perfectly, like even better than her. And she's like, what is happening here? And so he confides in her like, okay, you can't tell anyone. Like literally, I can only tell one person in my entire life about like the language school. And the language school is the center. That's what this book is about. And you're able to learn any language in only like 10 days, like fluently. But there is a very dark cost that you have to pay. So, wow, this book was so good, you guys. Like, I just really highly recommend it. I listened to the audiobook and I love the narration. Like, there's one narrator and she does like a bunch of different voices. Like, there's also really interesting things to say about like racism and also like unintentional kind of racism. What would we call that? Reverse racism. And also a lot of insights about like female friendship that I really enjoyed. Um, yeah, I didn't love like the ending, but I respect the author's choice. But I just like highly recommend this book. I feel like it's pretty unknown. Like I haven't really heard anyone else talking about it. Thank you, Isabel, for bringing this book to my attention. Let's talk about some gay Irish houseplants. Ready? Okay, you guys, let's talk about Eat the Ones You Love by Sarah Maria Griffin, an incredible queer Irish horror book that just really has stayed with me this year. This is about these two florists. This girl named Shell, she comes into the florist shop kind of like looking for a job, and she meets Neve, who runs the shop, and they have this like incredible connection. And she starts working there. And as they're kind of like getting close, but like not knowing if like it's romantic or not, there's some really creepy stuff going on in the background. Neve, like the florist who owns the shop, has this connection with this evil, like sentient orchid named Baby. And there's some really dark stuff going on with Baby and how Baby like stays alive. There have been some mysterious occurrences, disappearances, and things that have happened, and all of this is taking place in this like decrepit mall that is like about to close. Like most of the places are empty. There's like plants growing everywhere. Things are falling apart, but this florist shop is just like thriving, and we're watching these two women kind of like falling in love and getting increasingly more terrified of this like sentient orchid, because it is very like dark, and you have this growing dread of like, what is the orchid going to do? And like, please don't eat my cool Irish friends. I just like really enjoyed this story, and I really connected with the characters. I thought I just like wanted to fight for them, and they felt like they could be like real friends in real life. Um, it's just like rare that I am actually scared of something that like is like fantasy. So I was actually like kind of, I'm not kidding. I was like freaked out about my plants because I read really late at night. So when you're reading late at night, anything can be possible with when it comes to like fears. So just I highly recommend this book. I feel like it hasn't really gotten a lot of love. It has only like 5,000 ratings in current times. So yeah, check that one out. Let me know if you've read it or if you would read it. I love this book. So of course I'm going to save my pumpkin seeds, rinse them, pat them dry, coat them in olive oil and salt, and roast them. I like to save pumpkin seeds to top on salads or just snack on. Now let's talk about how long you can leave a jack-o'-lantern out if you plan on eating it. I couldn't find any information online like about this exact question, so I just asked the internet like how long can you leave out like cut vegetables before they would kind of start to like go bad, and the internet suggests like that less than 2 hours is like the safe zone. So if you want to, you know, carve your jack-o'-lantern and enjoy it and then also eat it, try to just like stay within that time. So we just enjoyed our jack-o'-lantern while watching some TV before I roasted it. If you don't have time to roast it that night, you could always stick it in the fridge. But yeah, just another idea is to paint your pumpkin and then leave that out for Halloween. And then when you're done using it as decoration, then you could cut it up and roast it. Some of my favorite ways to eat pumpkin, I'm kind of on a pumpkin gnocchi kick right now. It's just so good. Like I've been eating this recipe, I don't know, once a month lately. And I also started putting like pumpkin in salads, kind of making like a harvest salad with like apples and cranberries and then topping it, of course, with the pumpkin seeds. I would also like to try making pumpkin spice syrup. After you roast your pumpkin, you can just look up how to make like pumpkin puree, and then I measure out how much I need for certain recipes like pumpkin pie, and then I just freeze it. That way I can, defrost it and make my pumpkin pie when I'm ready. Those are my main pumpkin recipes. We're down to 2 sugar cookies left. Ha ha ha. We've got some ghosts. Okay, let's talk about Patricia Wants to Cuddle. Incredible book by Samantha Allen. I am surprised that I hadn't heard about this book until this year because it's from 2022. And this is kind of like a satire of The Bachelor, I guess. We have this reality show that it's like The Bachelor, and they don't have a lot of money, and so they're looking for like a place to film the last couple episodes of the season, and they end up going to like bring the contestants to this island in the Pacific Northwest. And this island is like famous for being like a lesbian stronghold. And it's kind of like a creepy place as well. Like I think there have been some disappearances and stuff. And the book takes it's told in the perspective of like all the different contestants. So I tried to listen to the audiobook and I just like I couldn't because I wasn't able to like take notes of like who the different characters were. There's not that many people to keep track of, maybe like 4 contestants, 5 contestants, but then you also have like the producers, you have like the guy that they're trying to date. And so I would just like recommend reading this as like an actual book. So anyway, we're getting everyone's perspective of like why they're there and why they're doing the show. And I love this so much because I do watch reality TV sometimes. My poison of choice is 90 Day Fiance. And I always wonder like, why are they actually there? Like what is going on in their minds to like put themselves like, on stage in front of millions of viewers and like looking like fools. And so this book, it shows you like what they actually want. So they all are like really different. Like one girl is doing this to evangelize. You have another girl who's like an influencer, a model, another girl who's like sexually confused. They're all really different, and it's so fascinating to read from their POVs. And they get to this island, and it is like so freaking creepy. Like they feel like they keep seeing this like monster around. Um, and everything it works up to like this big climax where we find out about who is really living and controlling this island. I loved it. This book was so funny, you guys. I gave it 5 stars. Like it's so well written. I love the POVs. Like the humor is just top notch. Like it's just incredible book. I would like to read anything else by this author. So I highly recommend Patricia Wants to Cuddle. So as you can kind of gather from these recs, I really like horror comedy, and She's a Lamb has to be one of the funniest books, if not the funniest book that I've read this year. It's fantastic. This is by Meredith Hambrock. And okay, let's talk about it. This is about this woman who is like super unhinged, and she believes that she is like God's gift to earth and that she is just born to be a star, and not any star. She wants to be a musical theater star. But she's like stuck in like her hometown in Canada and she like dreams of like making it big and going to Broadway. But the thing is that like she freaking sucks at singing and everything, but she is so full of herself and like completely delusional that she just like can't even comprehend that she's actually bad. And so she doesn't get the part of Maria in The Sound of Music, and she's like, what the heck? And she has this like total hack of a singing coach who's like, no, Jessamine, like you are a star. Like, you know why they didn't like hire you? It's because like they want you to be like the backup. So let's have some extra like expensive lessons so you can like be prepared. And she's like, yes. And things are not like working out for Jessamine. Like she hasn't been made the star yet. She's kind of like working like with like the kids, like babysitting basically the kids on The Sound of Music. And she starts to get like more and more unhinged and has to take matters into her own hands. Hence why this is a horror, because she won't stop at anything. She has to be a star. So I love this book, you guys. It made me laugh so hard. Like I was reading it in the park around like other people, and I was like literally like busting up laughing hysterically. I had to like move my chair into a corner where there wasn't anyone so I could just like laugh like a lunatic, like in peace, and just enjoy this book. Like it's really good. Okay, now on to a book, a really freaky horror book that I'm kind of surprised that I ended up liking. And that's The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monika Kim. Why I'm so surprised that I liked it. I don't know. I'm kind of weird about gore. Like, if the book is really good, but it does have some gore, I'll be okay. But if it's like only gore and no character development, like then I can't enjoy it. But this book, I just can't believe that I could enjoy something that was like so effed up. But what I learned from this is that I love like female villain origin stories. And that's what this book is, you guys. Like, yes, it's completely insane, but like we get the background and so we totally understand. And so I was like, yes, girl, like good for her, get it, even though like she's doing crazy things like trying to eat eyeballs. So this is about this girl named Jiwon. It's like a Korean American story. And she's a freshman in college, just like really so stressed out. Like her dad has left her mom, and now her mom is like dating the most repulsive man you can ever imagine. Like he's like this creepy, disgusting fetishist. And Jiwon is like so stressed out, and she's having these freakish nightmares where she like fantasizes about eating eyeballs. And she just kind of like starts to snap, and like you really just like you're seeing all this stressful stuff going on. And yeah, it's just a really good book. Like if you like villain origin stories, like you'll really enjoy this one. Of course it has some really disgusting scenes, but honestly, like I was there for it, and I'm looking forward to reading her next book. I requested it on NetGalley, so let's all just like manifest me getting accepted. Also, thank you so much to all of the people who have subscribed to my channel. Without you, I literally wouldn't be able to even dream of like getting advanced reader copies because yeah, that all depends on like how many subscribers you have and everything. So I never really say this, but like if you are watching my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, like please do, because that really helps me get approved for more arcs. Okay. Anyway, so that's The Eyes of the Best Part. So let's talk about the most popular book on my list, Our Wives Under the Sea. This is by Julia Armfield, and it has like over 120,000 ratings, which just seems like a lot compared to the next book I'll talk about that only has 71 ratings. Okay, so I know a lot of people have read this, but this is I guess, like a sad girl horror book that has really just stayed with me. I think I didn't know what it was about at all, and it just really hit me hard and made me cry, like blubbering at the end, like I couldn't even like see the pages. So this is about this married couple, two women, and one of them is like some kind of scientist. It's been a while since I read this, so she recently went on like a submarine mission, and when she came back, like really a long time later, maybe like 6 months, I can't remember exactly, but like they had problems with their submarine, so she was like stuck underwater. And now that she's back, like she's alive, but she's like really messed up. Like she isn't herself at all, and she always needs to be like in water, and it's just like really really strange, like that there's like some sci-fi stuff going on. And at the same time, we're like seeing the present of like her trying to figure out like what's wrong with her wife and trying to help her. And then we also see like what happened in the submarine, and then also like the story of like their love and like how they met and their relationship. And so you really just like are getting to know them and getting increasingly like more depressed because you know that like it's not headed towards a good place, like things are just like getting really bad in the present. I just loved it. Like I thought it was a beautiful, tragic, and like haunting love story, and I will just never forget it. So I know that she has some more books. I haven't read anything else by her, but I look forward to trying another Julia Armfield. Okay, guys, time to talk about my current read that I'm totally freaking out about because the best thing on BookTube, one of the best things besides like, well, getting inspired to read cool books, making connections, one of my favorite things about BookTube is when you find a really awesome book that is not talked about at all on BookTube, and you just like get excited to like try to make this book blow up. And I feel like I found a diamond in the dirt, basically. The thing is, I haven't finished yet. I'm only halfway. But this book is called 98.8 by Krista Candela. I'm not really prepared to review it yet because, like I said, I haven't finished it, and I plan on doing like a full review of it. And it's really easy to like spoil. But I'll just say it is a good female villain origin story. It's completely unhinged, and the coolest part, you guys, it's based on a true story, and one that it's just like completely unbelievable. So I'm loving it so far. I can't wait to talk about it. So I'll probably be finishing that today and hopefully getting a review out pretty soon. Okay, let's talk about just one more book. And this is one that actually, as opposed to all the other ones, which I gave like either 5 stars or 4 stars, this one is a 3 star, but it's a new release, and I feel like other people could like it if you like kind of like romance type of books. I am, I guess, a grumpy, miserable person, so most of the time I don't really like romance. But I have to talk about this book. Let's just talk about it. This is Aftertaste by Daria Lavelle. And this is kind of a weird, spooky romance book about food. And I love food, as you know. So this is about this guy. Frick, what was his name? Kostya. Konstantin. His nickname is Kostya. He's from like New York, and he discovered a gift when he was a child that like he can taste ghosts' favorite foods. And yeah, so like instead of like seeing dead people, he can taste their favorite dish. And he's a very sad guy. Like his dad died and he's just been kind of miserable, but he like discovers that he loves like cooking. And in one of his like jobs, he he realizes that he can like recall, like help people who have lost loved ones, like kind of like help them to have like a final moment with their recently deceased loved one through like food. Like he makes the dead person's favorite dish, and then the mourning person like eats it and they can like see their loved one again and like kind of like, you know, have a last moment. And so it's really cute in that way, but it turns bad. Like things start to sour because there are repercussions for having this moment. And so we're getting brought along on like all this, like this culinary adventure because wow, the author, even though I didn't like the romance part of the story, like it's so cheesy. That's why I brought this book down to like 3 stars, too much. But the food, the writing of the food was so good. Like, so if you're a foodie, you love reading about like good descriptions of food, you'll really enjoy that part of the story. And things like didn't get very exciting until, I swear, like maybe like 80%. At 80%, that's when I was like, yeah, like this book rocks. But that's just a really long time for me to wait until I'm like invested in the story. I think it's a cool idea. And I know that it's going to be turned into some kind of like show or a movie. I think a show. But it's just too much with the romance, the ghosts, and the food. So nothing is like focused on enough. And then there's also like the Russian mob thrown in there. So kind of chaotic, but very original and kind of cool. So let me know if you have read Aftertaste by Daria Lavelle. All right, you guys. Well, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Tishka and I hope that you have a happy Halloween, and we'll catch you guys next time. Say bye, baby. Bye-bye. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? All right, here's the inside of our pumpkin. What is that? Looks like there's something inside of here. What is it? It's a note. What does it say? It says,